Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV. Welcome to the Redmond's Army. We have assembled and we have got a new show, but like just kind of changed. So I do like a Premier League roundup, don't I? It's now going to be a footy roundup, just so we can talk about like outside the Premier League when it's not just Premier League football. But people, get your comments in. We're going to read out. We're going to say hello to you and whatnot. But first off, let's say hello to our guest, very special guest as well. My brother from Big Six Pants, Mons. Welcome to James Redmond TV, my brother. I appreciate it, Monsell. What would you prefer, Mons or Monsell?
I'd say Mons, just because everyone just says Mons. Really, like it's just become a thing now. Isn't it?
No, because that means we're boys. That means we're boys now. Do you get what I mean? So now that I call you Mons, you call me Redmondinho, and then we're sweet.
I was calling you James. You know, all this time.
You can call me James. You can
James Redmond.
You can call me James.
You know what?
You can call me James.
Love it, bro.
Listen, bro. Listen, people are calling me James all the time. Hello, James. Except people usually put a H sometimes. Shout out to Kaiser as well, who's in the stream. Footy roundup, jeez! Shout out to our mods, who's in the chat as well. We really appreciate it. People, please go and subscribe to Big Six Bands. I was going to put it in the title, but YouTube, for some whatever reason, doesn't let you put the at in the title if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers. So let's get them closer to that goal. It's there. It's there. Bam, there we go. You go.
Big Six Bands, Instagram,
Big Six
Twitter.
Bands. Go subscribe to there. Twitter, all of that. If you go on my Instagram as well, I've tagged him on my story.
Love that. Let me just say as well, big up James Redmond, man. This is a big thing that he's doing. I can see it do with so many other YouTubers as well. What he's doing right now is fantastic, innit? So just big him up.
Come on. It's important that we all help each other, mate. So important that we're all working together. I reckon it creates better content myself. Different points of views, gives more viewers to relate to different types of people. It's well better getting 100%. More people on the show. So shout out to everyone who's in here. Josh Hunter says big up James and Mons. We appreciate it, bro. Shout out to Thomas. Twiggy says, James, where do you think Haaland will go? We're going to talk about Haaland in this stream. We're going to talk about Ronaldo. We're going to talk about quite a few of the fixtures that's going on. But we're also going to read your comments and we'll just see where the show takes us. My guy James, shout out to yourself. Bullion. Shout out to yourself, Bullion. You know, listen, I might not get the names right 100% of the time, but A for effort. A for effort. Energy. Kaiser, shout out to yourself, man. Shout out to Kaiser. I need to make Kaiser a mod because he's always in the streams and he's always putting his part in. But Monsell, let's get into the show. The first thing I want to talk about, Ronaldo. And the reason why I wanted to start off the show with Cristiano Ronaldo is because, don't get me wrong, I do not dispute what he's doing at the age of 36 is unbelievable. I do not dispute. If he is not the greatest, he is one of the greatest footballers that we have ever seen grace the game. And you have to admire. You have to admire work rate. You have to admire because people say Messi was born with it and Ronaldo, he worked for it. If anything, I admire that all the more. I know Messi worked for it, and we all know Messi worked for it. People just say he was more born with a more natural ability than Ronaldo. That being said, Ronaldo got to a point where he was unstoppable for Real Madrid. He was unstoppable for United. He's done it in multiple leagues. He went to Juventus. He went to Juventus. He carried on the same thing. This is a poor season for Juventus, don't get me wrong, but the numbers have stayed there. The only difference is, you can see Ronaldo's not the same player, and he shouldn't be. He is 36. He's still a great player for what he is. By the way, 100%. Shout out to Deluda Gunner, who's in the stream. Get on, bro.
I'm good, man. I'm making my debut. I did not expect that. I was just about to text you. You put me right in it, man.
Nah, of course, lad, of course. Listen, shout out to coming into the stream as well, bro, because I know that I asked you last minute. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, your people are in the chat as well. Shout out to everyone who's coming over from Deluda Gunner's channel. If you don't subscribe to it, though, go subscribe to it. I'm glad that we've finally got to be able to get this done. Deluda, my mate, it's about time.
Yeah, man, we've been waiting for a hot second to do this, and obviously schedules have been a bit mad, but we've got there in the end, and hopefully we keep this going, man. It's beginning of something special.
Listen, I don't see why not. But
we're
just,
man, by the way, doing great things. Great things, man.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was just on the topic of Ronaldo there, Deluded, and I was just basically saying about I admire everything that he's doing, even to this day. You gotta respect the numbers, but then I was leading into the point that he's not the same Ronaldo, and I think we all know that, and it's not even the fact that he should be. If you look at this as well, in 2019 he got to the quarterfinals, knocked out by Ajax. In 2020, he got to the round of 16, got knocked out by Lyon. And then, obviously, this competition, he got knocked out by Porto yesterday. I want to ask, and anyone can take the floor, this is a show where we just sort of jump in, mate, and, you know, do whatever. I want to ask, do you think that was Ronaldo's last chance at winning a Champions League? And how much of a possibility does he have of maybe getting another run again, a decent run with a proper team?
I mean, Ronaldo is a madness, isn't it? I mean, it's you could say, I think it's gone, in it. I think it's a myth. Time catches up with everyone. I don't know where Juventus are going to be a year from now, but you can never rule out Ronaldo. But I'd say it looks a myth, man. It does look like if Juventus are to win the Champions League, they probably have to divorce from Ronaldo and have a divorce and do something from there. I think it's a myth. I think it's gone, but who knows?
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement. I don't feel like he has, like, right now, because he's such an expensive player, despite his age, his price, his wage, everything is in such high demand for him right now that wherever he goes, I don't feel like it's going to be now a powerhouse European giant.
It's the baggage as well he comes with, man. With a lot of baggage.
So much baggage, man. And is anyone really going to be able to put up with that at the age of 37, going 38 next year? Realistically, it's not realistic. But do you know what? I don't think it's impossible. Thanks. I don't think it's impossible.
But players will go into their shells as well, because that's what I meant by, for them to win the Champions League, I think that Ronaldo has to go, because like you typically see, and we've played football, we all know, there's certain players, they play better when a next man has left. Someone that's a big ego, very demanding, wants everything ran through him in Ronaldo. It wouldn't surprise me if lo and behold, you start seeing Dybala or whoever start looking like a completely different player, because we've been seeing it, and I think that's what has to happen for that, man.
Definitely. I think that's one thing we can't overlook is the influence that, by the way, if you say, my dog, she's such a bitch, you know, she's always barking when I go live and whatnot. Ruby, shut your mouth. Let's just hope that can do a job. But anyway, the one thing that you can't ignore with Ronaldo for me is most certainly the influence he's going to have on the other players. I mean, I even 100%. See videos of training sessions and whatnot, mate. He's an animal. Like, you can say what you want about he's losing a yard of pace. That happens with everyone. But up here, it's only getting stronger. And I feel like in other aspects, that's going to make him better. Of course, he's going to get worse physically, but like I said, he's adapting to his game. You can only respect that. You can only respect the influence that he'll have there as well.
Do you know, let me kind of say one thing, though, about his performances. When I have been watching a few of his performances, and I've noticed he has changed his game quite well. I don't know if that's management of what he's being told to do or if it's on his own back, but I've realised he's more on the end of chances now. He's putting himself on the end of opportunities rather than being firmly in the build-up.
That's how it's pale. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I've just found him. You know how you still see Messi sort of. He's always involved, even though he's not. You can't say Messi's like an out and out striker or anything like that. But Ronaldo.
Messi's the creator. Ronaldo's the finisher.
Yeah, he's the finisher now. But before the people who don't watch Ronaldo have probably thought Ronaldo's just been a finisher kind of all his life sort of thing. He's always been on this. Ronaldo has very underrated passing ability. People don't understand Ronaldo has crazy football knowledge up here. He's got it up here, but I don't think he's almost playing towards it anymore. And again, I think that is because of his age, and he is sort of starting to slow down a little bit now. But still a machine, no less. Like, he's still unbelievable in my eyes, anyway.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree, my mate. Shout out to Lucify. How many more years do you think Ronaldo and Messi have at the top? Love the content, mate. Keep it going. Lucify, shout out to yourself, man. By the way, people, smash the likes, and if you want to become a member of the Redmond's army, press the subscribe button. Also, subscribe to the boys as well. Lucify, we will actually, I do want to lead into the Messi-Ronaldo chat, and it's not going to be the typical who do you think's better. We will ask that question, but let me just say this sentence. We talked about after the PSG Barcelona first, like, you know, that a lot of people said that was like the passing of the torch type of thing. You know, Mbappe, he really stepped up there. You know, even though he's won the league every season with 2 different clubs as well in France, he's won the World Cup. For the age that he is as well, to even be mentioned in that sentence is very impressive. So, on top of all that success of Mbappe, bear in mind he's just got to a Champions League final. I know he lost it, but still got to a Champions League final. When you think about Messi and Ronaldo, this season they're both going to be knocked out of the round of 16, most likely. Obviously, at the time of recording this, Dortmund, PSG and Barcelona haven't played. But as we speak, Barcelona are 4-1 down at half-time. Mate, I don't see them doing another comeback like what they done a few years ago. They don't have the same players. You don't have a Suarez. You don't have a Neymar. I mean, we're going to talk about Neymar not being available for the squad as well. That being said, I think I think we are on the other side. I know we've known for a while that we're on the other side of that hill, but now we really know it is the other side of that hill for both of them players. And that generation will always remember how great he was. We'll always admire the game, and it's going to take a lot more than just Mbappe now to really overtake Messi when you think about it. But mate, when you're both getting knocked out of the round of 16 and you're supposedly still the best in the world, it doesn't speak volumes, is all I'm saying.
I mean, when you look at Ronaldo, though, not that I'm trying to make it about them, because I agree 100%. I mean, it's the balance of life beyond the obvious, because there was a year, there was consistent years he's winning it week in, week out, year in, year out, better yet. I do think Barcelona of recent years have underachieved. It's like what you said, though, to have both of those footballing Galacticos out of it now, it's a passing of a torch. Saying that, if they're back there a year from now, what are we saying? But it is that, and it just shows you, for me, how badly run Barcelona are, and that little over reliance on Lionel Messi, that juice isn't there anymore. So yeah, we have seen it, man. I don't know who's gonna step up, but yeah, man.
But Delude, would you say that, as well as the slow decline of Messi and Ronaldo, would you also say that the team around them has also declined? Because you look at previous Barcelona teams, badly managed, 100%. Like I look at previous Juventus sides without Ronaldo. You look at previous Juventus sides, and even when I looked at the lineup yesterday, and I was looking at that Juventus team, and I'm thinking, this ain't it, like that team.
Because Ronaldo,
it's the I know that the badge frightens me, but the team don't frighten me.
Facts.
It don't. Like, I look at the Barca team. Obviously, Barca are always going to have that same dominant style of play. But you look at previous Barcelona teams, and it can never measure up, man. They can never come up to, the 09, 010 sort of Barca sides. Even you go back to the Messi Suarez.
Even 2015, they can't chat to that.
Yeah, no way.
No. Even
that, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When you've got Luis Suarez, Neymar, and Messi as a front three, and firing on cylinders the way they was, mate. Not many front threes. Don't think any front three. Because I was thinking when Luis Suarez left Liverpool, 13-14, he's not topping that season. Even if he does well again, he's not topping that season.
He went on badge 50, bro.
I was thinking, he's in a team with Messi. My man's in a team with Neymar. Like, I didn't even think he was finished, but he weren't going to be the main man again. Bro, the first season he went there, he was arguably the best player. You could say it was Messi, you could say it was Neymar, but you could argue it was Suarez. He was that good. This is why Suarez was a mother. Still to this day a motherfucker. But oh my goodness, overall, mate, Luis Suarez is a a dickhead of a person. Bad knobhead.
As a footballer.
Bad footballer. Oh my goodness, one of the craziest human beings I've ever seen in my entire life, boys.
Deluded won't like this, by the way, but obviously people aren't ready to have this argument. But the Suarez Henry as a career, people aren't ready to have this argument about career-wise.
I'm gonna protect you. You've been on a good run, my guy. I'm gonna air it that. Allow it, fam. Allow it. Come off with that. Come off. Sorry. No.
As a career, not at Arsenal, not in the Prem, but as a career. But we'll talk about that.
As a career.
Alright, cool. I'm being a bit biased, but never, man. Never. My guy was finished when he went to Barcelona. Still did his thing left wing.
Suarez was 30 odd though.
No, I'm rating Suarez, but I mean, respect what he's done. Like Henry's whole career. Respect him, please. Respect it. I don't want to draw for no stats. I don't want to do all of that.
We can do that, but you know what? This ain't this. We can do that, though.
I promise you don't. Is this what James just bust me into? It's just I'm getting insulted and that.
No. This is just how it can go.
Obviously, I think Suarez got better with age. I think Henry was more on the decline when he did go to Barcelona.
Yeah, of course. That's a fact. He did go down, and my man went, Suarez better with age.
Because when he left Liverpool, he was
kept chugging along. He's not, for me, it's a thing with Suarez where fantastic at Liverpool, literally picked up where he left off and went to Barcelona, still being fantastic. With all due respect to Liverpool, better players generally. He's going to bring better players, bring out the best in even better players. And when 100%. You're a good player, like Suarez, he's never relied on anything. Like he's not the slowest, he's not the quickest, he ain't known for anything. What he has got is he's a cunt. He can play football, he's technically good, he's got that bastardry in, and that's just allowed him to keep kicking over. Even the fact of this year, man was saying he was finished. Barca threw him out the door, disgracefully let him exit. Now look, forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he's up there for the Liga goals. So and he's been injured. So
I think
once you got quality and you got that upstairs, you're always gonna be a baller. Always.
100%. 100%.
No, that's facts. I'm not gonna lie though. And by the way, Lucifer, I saw your super chat. But
I just with that super chat.
Yeah, a bit mad, but we appreciate it though. We do appreciate it. Yeah, that's mad. It's mad some of the things that people do on these streams, isn't it?
I
It's
just
fucking
seen
crazy.
that as well. I can't. Oh, mad.
Yeah, do you know what? It is what it is. Do you know on the topic of Thierry Henry and Suarez and deluded, this isn't even a topic that we were supposed to bring up. You can blame Mons for that, bro.
Yeah.
You can blame Mons for that, bro. You know what I mean? That
It
being
is
said,
what it is.
who do you think had the best individual season?
Out of Suarez and Thingy, Henry.
Yeah.
You put me on the spot, man. I'm gonna have to go on YouTube and really go through that.
What was the season where Thierry Henry got like 20 goals and 20 assists or something mad like that?
Almost every year in the assist match. I would say for me, obviously, I've grown up as an Arsenal fan. I'm going to lean towards more Henry because I've seen him pull it out. And I'm not saying I haven't seen Suarez. I'm always going to pick Henry. Like, all them questions are going to be Henry for me in the same way it probably be Suarez. But I will say, it therefore is a much closer debate than one would say.
Trust me. Someone asked me this question a while ago, maybe like a year ago. They said, Months, like what? Suarez or Henry? I said, are you stupid? Henry. I didn't even think. Like, I honestly didn't even think twice because being from London, I know what Henry was on. Like,
even Henry in 06, to be fair. Like 02, 03 is creme de la creme. Sorry to cut you off, but 06, he was kind of finished, and I still think he should have won Ballon d'Or. He's finished by his own standards, but
facts. He should have won Ballon d'Or. He should have won Ballon d'Or. There was no doubt about that.
Nedved won it. Nedved won
it. Yeah, he got checked.
Checked, 100%.
Yeah, no, he should have won it. But even Feed says, Thierry Henry was a more talented footballer in terms of a career and trophies. Suarez edges it. I don't know if he was even more of a talented footballer.
I think
do you know how mad Luis Suarez was?
It's very close.
Because Suarez was so, messy, because he wasn't as elegant as slick as Henry, people don't see the technique that Suarez possesses.
I disagree with that. They're both slick. I just think people...
No. Mad. Nah, deluded. You know what's mad, yeah? Longevity-wise, Thierry Henry, longevity-wise, shits on Suarez. Longevity, because how old was Suarez when he proper...
Henry was just by that comment. It's like...
Because even Montel, when you brought up Suarez being able to do it at an older age... Thierry Henry was doing this from young, he was doing this on a regular. Whereas Luis Suarez, how old was he when he he was always good, but when
wasn't he 25 when he come from Ajax? 24,
25, 26, something mad like that. And in that 13-14 season, about 27. So he's not necessarily a young buck. Whereas Thierry Henry was doing this.
If I brought up the statistics of goals and assists to games with Suarez and Henry, people aren't gonna like it, innit? But obviously, I still have to be, I still feel like Henry just has certain things over Suarez. Like, I see that Henry at Arsenal, and I feel like there's no other striker that will come near to Henry. I don't think I'll see another striker like Henry in my lifetime.
It's like with Henry, the wickedest thing is people focus on the goals. They forget how amazing this guy was. They forget one thing. I think the biggest thing both of them have is the mentality. Henry was on winning. Suarez was almost like a WWE character in that he would do anything to win, literally any sort of dirty trick. And I think that's what makes them doing what they're doing. I just think people sleep on Henry's technical abilities, ability to drive, his assists. Pre-assists don't mean anything, but you go back and look at a lot of the moves Arsenal put together, even a couple of goals on Vieira used to score. Henry is central to it. Like, you can't really... I think people really underestimate the man's impact, and he's doing it for years. That's in relation to Suarez. That's just based on some of the comments I can see in this live chat.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
true.
worry, we've got quite a few biased Liverpool fans in the chat, so don't take everything you say.
The Liverpool ones, to be fair. I see. Where is it gone? One comment by someone.
There's always a few, lad. There's always a few. Listen, regardless what way you lean, though, it's close. It's close. It's not like it's a landslide either way. But did you see Pepe for Porto?
Oh, listen. Centre-back masterclass.
Fantastic.
Bringing it back, though.
Fantastic.
38 years of age. We're talking about a 38-year-old centre-back. And he's putting in performances like that. He won his team the game. He got them to the next round.
Literally.
He's done that.
Literally. Do you know what one stood out to me? When,
even pretending to be in shot. I remember seeing him look up at the ref. I love it.
When Chiesa sort of headed the ball past the keeper, and he's literally got the open goal. He's got the goal gaping, and Pepe just came in like a train. But it wasn't a foul. That's the genius of it. It wasn't a foul. Like, stuff like that. When I see centre backs pull stuff like that out of the bag at his age, when they had 10 men on, mad.
Character, mentality. desire to win. It's that, and that's what I mean by. I know there's no relevance to Arsenal, but that's why I have a problem when Arsenal go into big games as crap as we are and just accepting defeat, because at the end of the day, like you lot said, 10 men, the odds were against them. At the end of the day, they've done it over 180 minutes. It's sad that we'll focus on how poor Juventus were or wasn't, but that's belief, and I think every one of those players had belief, and Pepe typifies that. He's just running on adrenaline in that game.
100%.
It's a mentality thing. That's what separates the players from the shit ones, in my opinion.
Oh, lads, I agree wholeheartedly. It's even like Thiago Silva to many extents. How many people thought when he came to the Premier League, even before he had that shit game against West Brom and whatnot, how many people genuinely thought Thiago Silva, he's still going to be... big boy flop.
I thought he was going to be shaky as well.
I didn't think he was going to be starting week in, week out on a regular and being actually the leader and the core part of their team and actually looking like he could maybe do this for another season. But it's something different about these centre-backs where if you do have a certain level of mentality, mate, then you can last in this game. Like even as Sergio says here, age doesn't matter. It does to many degree. It actually really, really does. That being said, it's players like Pepe, it's players like Thiago Silva. They live for them type of moments. It's them type of games, mate. Pepe, do you think he would have had much sleep the night before? And if he did, he would have woke up feeling like a monster.
He ain't having no sleep today.
He's thinking about, do you know what, mate? Even though Cristiano is my guy, I will take him out. Fuck the Euros, we've won something now. This is a massive game that I want to win for Porto. Do you know what I mean? Pepe does not give a fuck. He will put his body on the line, whether it means he's going to lose a leg. And listen, is he a knobhead? Yes. Bad knobhead, but it's actually what makes him great.
But you want him on your team,
that I admire him more. Yes, that's it. How many Liverpool fans have you seen, Montel, in the last 24 hours come out saying, let's get Pepe? Let's get Pepe.
We need someone nasty because you hate to be against them, but you love him on your team. It's as simple as that.
Listen, mate, even 5 years younger, I'd have took Pepe knowing if he was going to stay in this form.
Yeah, 100%. At 38, people aren't understanding. 38, not 35 or 36, because you look at the Italians and I feel like they're aged like wine. You look at the Bonucci's, the Barzaghis, the Chiellinis, and they're like, these are defenders that are known for getting better with age, known for getting better and more experience. But Thiago Silva, Pepe's taking it to another level. Like 38 is a joke. Like people aren't understanding it. You're touching 40, big man.
It's mad.
You're touching 40.
You should be focusing on coaching now.
Literally.
You should have at least a couple of your badges.
He's older than the coach at my club, if I can remember correctly. He's older than Arteta.
Literally.
Probably older than Pirlo as well.
Arteta, man. Oh my God, it's mad.
He makes the Gelsman look like a baby.
This is it. Like he's a great player, man. And for me as well, I'd say as well. Obviously, I'm not watching Pepe week in, week out, or I might be saying different, but it's about the system. And that's, again, it's not about Arsenal, but I'm an Arsenal fan. That's why, beyond the obvious, like bringing in people like David Luiz, why they're not levels, when you're bringing in these people, you have to have a system. It's like John Terry. I don't like the man at all, but when he lost his legs a bit, he was still a quality defender. Chelsea and Jones, they knew they wanted to play a high line, so protect him. So if you protect a player, he'll do things like that. That's why I think it's working for Pepe, man. Well, it works.
100%. 100%.
Even Sergio says here, one player can't win a trophy. They actually do need help. Ronaldo needs to leave, or Juve need a rebuild. Their signings, other than Chiesa, have been terrible. This is the mad thing about Juventus, because when you really think about it, they've gone with a model over the past few years for whatever reason, and obviously we've saw all the controversy that came out with Barcelona and their chairman and whatnot. That being said, with Juventus, they've been signing, since Pirlo, funnily enough, mega free players. Pirlo was free. There was a few. Emre Can was free when they signed Emre Can. Adam Ramsey was free.
Well. Yeah.
He's robbing a living there in Italy at the minute, mate. He's just loving life on 400k a week.
Or some mad stuff
chilling.
Like that.
Literally.
Chilling. He's chilling. I'm sure you as an Arsenal fan just thinking, go and get your bag, bro.
You go win a damn trophy. There's no context.
Add a few trophies.
What do you think?
I don't know what it is about Juventus. They're third in the league, I believe, behind AC Milan. And then Inter Milan are clear. It's a bit of a mad one, what's going on there. I don't know what the picture is there now. Do you reckon their era of dominance in Italy could maybe be over? Or is it just kind of one of them things, it's on hold for now, while they're just going through a bit of a sticky patch?
They're the giants of the league. It's like Bayern Munich. If Bayern Munich did have a league slip-up, maybe not this
AC Milan and Inter Milan are still massive, though.
Yeah,
but they've been mismanaged for time, though.
Literally, the way they've been run is awful.
Like, we're going back years, like, and you can't obviously, you don't know, you can't just, because it's happened at both our clubs. When you've been run negatively for years, you can't just have one positive year and it's all good. You need to build and build, and that's why I don't think Juventus are gonna lie down. Personally, I think, ironically, Juventus are of that stage where, like you lot said, and I agree with it with Pirlo, they need to just fix up the squad. But I think they need a couple of those Neymar sort of players. And ironically, they've got one with Ronaldo. So it's a bit of a double whammy. You know, they've got a lot of depth. Yeah. Is it the same for quality? Some of the additions have been good, not necessarily quality. Like, I'm a big Arthur fan. I thought, you know what, he's going to sign for them. Barcelona are going to look stupid. I still believe that. But has he done anything of note at Juventus? Probably not. You know, they're not using Kulusevski. It's like Dybala don't even play for Juventus anymore. I think Pirlo's got to keep moving. I can't even lie. I'm not even a Juventus fan. I'm quite pissed off with Pirlo.
Even Glitchy saying here, Juventus is good, but they would be better if Pirlo gets sacked. Do you agree with that? Do you both agree? If they had just a better manager, maybe
managers got sacked for less. Got sacked for less. Like,
that's what I don't get about these type of appointments. Like, what's Pirlo done in a managerial career to have earned that job? But it doesn't fucking matter. Like, do you know what's mad? Everyone says to me, "Oh, but you take Steven Gerrard at Liverpool." First off, I wouldn't now.
No, I wouldn't. No way.
I wouldn't right now. And second off, he's actually still proven more than everyone else, because he started off at under 23s level. He never just dived into it like all the other motherfuckers who ended up drowning in the deep end. He's actually gone. He's gone to under 23s, and then he's gone to a league where it's not the most competitive league, with all due respect, but he's doing it to the best of his ability. So even though Gerrard has shown tactically he's a sound manager, he's got the ability to be able to choose his backroom staff and whatnot. What did Pirlo show? That he was a great player for however many years in Italy.
I think
it makes no sense when people go with that logic.
Is it a business decision? I don't know, because when you look at former players becoming legends, becoming managers of the clubs they once played for at one point, I just look at it and go, Is this just for a look? What is it for? Because you're not bringing tactical genius to the club. We've clearly seen that money and players doesn't always result in results, trophies, titles, and all this stuff. Because you can see that if you can't gel a squad together, and you just got loads of big names, egos can clash. You don't have man management, it won't work. There's so many reasons why it won't work, but they still proceed to do it anyways, and now they're paying for it. So again, are they going to do something like this in the future? I don't know. It's just the reason why I don't want Gerrard. Not yet anyway. Yeah. And Gerrard has got a bit of money in the bank now, but he said it himself. I don't know if you lot saw what Gerrard said himself. I don't want to be the Liverpool manager. Like, we love Jurgen Klopp. You need to, for someone to know that as well, and I'm not hating on people like, Lamps. And I think, as I said, Lamps was unfairly fired. I still think Arteta's doing a decent job at Arsenal, but these men need time. So unless you have a plan of longevity with these managers, you have mad patience, then it's dead. It's true.
That's why Frank Lampard was never going to work, because he was never gifted the longevity to be able to take that chance. Shout out to AM. I'd love to have Dybala at Liverpool. Do you know what? I'd love Dybala at Liverpool, because he'd bring a. No, I'd love Dybala at Liverpool. I'm just thinking to myself, when you really think about it, how much are you spending on Dybala?
Yeah, pretty penny still.
And where would he go? Where would he play in our system?
Where would he play in our system? Which is another thing, because we got Thiago, and so far that hasn't been great, because he doesn't fit our system. And I think Thiago will turn good. Just an example for now. But when you talk about Dybala, it's like, he come into our system, he do sounds. But if you're paying 80, 90 to 100 million, I'd rather that money go elsewhere.
On Haaland,
in our squad.
On Haaland, sorry, I'd rather that on Haaland.
Do you know what? That's a lovely segue. That's a lovely segue. Do you know what, Deluded? I'm going to start with you here, my mate. Erling Haaland, I know stats, they're not everything in football, and I don't even agree with that. But 20 goals in 14 Champions League games at 20 years of age, by the way.
A goal every 54 minutes in the league. Goals.
Listen.
To put in perspective, it took Ronaldo 56 games to reach 20 goals. If Erling Haaland is scoring at the same rate in his next 5 Champions League games, he's going to be Dortmund's all-time top goal scorer in that competition. Not only is he unreal in just one aspect or another, though, it's also to do with the fact what quantifies players that you really just admire. It's the way they are as a person, and also about the playing style. This is a 6'2" striker that has got bags of pace. That
and can run
lethal
properly
finisher.
As well.
He can
like,
run properly.
Man,
he can manage his runs.
Stride.
Yes,
He's gracious with it.
Do you know? I had that.
And then his personality. He's a crazy motherfucker. He's a crazy bastard.
He's a
like
rattler,
even when
man,
he scored,
He'll put his
rattler.
brick wall.
Rattler, I love it. And I mean, bro, I'm surprised you asked me. What can you say about Haaland? The man's not real. He's a fake footballer. Like, he's ridiculously good, and I'm keen to see how he progresses. I'm keen to see how him and Mbappe shape up in the next few years, because probably they've got no beef with each other. But as you know, football fans like to do this either-or thing, so it looks like they're going to become the next guys. I'm actually keen to see. I call it the honeymoon phase, innit? And it's happened with Mbappe a bit. It's like everybody just, not that they don't deserve their praise, but everybody loves what they're doing. Everybody just, like, he can blink. Nobody's blinked like that before. That energy is going to change, and it's going to be, what are you doing now? There's going to be a time when they're going to say, Haaland, you missed that. What's going on? And I actually feel there's a lot of talk about what club he'd go to and all these things, and it's true. I actually feel staying at Dortmund for another year, feeling important, feeling less of a pressure is a good thing. You can't underestimate that, because when he does go to these Madrids or whatever club, it's not about how good of a footballer he is. It's about how he takes it in his stride. Right now, there's not real expectation on him for Borussia Dortmund, on top of just playing well with the collective and obviously doing what he's doing. The man's a great player. Where he ends up, they're lucky to have him, man. He's
100%. 100%.
Just think, you know, and Montel, you might even remember when he played us for Salzburg. And you know, he even played that game and had a great game as well. Mate, from that day, I wanted us... I wanted us to sign him. I said, from that game, let's get Erling Haaland. And it was also when I found out the price. It was 18 million or whatever. It might have even been less.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, but them little deals there, they don't happen for English teams. That's what annoys me, man. That's them deals for foreigners only sort of thing. Yeah,
you know what? Chelsea used to do them deals. Chelsea used to get them deals, but not no more. But Chelsea used to be, you know, I don't know what they used to do, the voodoo they used to grab, but they used to sign deals like that. But I think we looked at how, like, when he played against us and I saw what he was on, he's nasty. I was thinking he bullies centre backs. You know, there's certain strikers, you know, that look at defenders and go, I'm going to have you for breakfast. You're mine today.
Eating up today.
You're mine today. Yeah, like he'll run, he'll drag you, he'll run.
He's a cunt. Look what he did to the keeper. The keeper tried to piss him off yesterday. Look what he was on. He's a rattler. I love it.
He's a knobhead.
I feel like I need that. You need nasty players. I'm telling you that some of the great players are nasty, bro. Like, you look at, first of all, the keeper done it to him first when he first saved the
and this what people take it away, bro. This is what man forget.
They didn't show that on camera. Do you know what I'm saying? But
rattled him.
Literally. So I personally think, I think as you man have probably all played Sunday League football, we would have done the same thing. If the keeper's trying to rah you and you score when it gets pulled back.
I took the piss. Yes, I took the piss. If someone took the piss out of me, I was a knobhead. Oh mate, I was a knobhead, and I weren't even the most confident knobhead on that pitch, but I was always make sure I get my fair share of sticking to the opposition if I done something good. Like, I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, boys. Then for you, who would you rather have, Mbappe or Haaland?
Mbappe. Haaland, it feels like I'm doing him dirty, but it's just Mbappe is my sort of player. It's like, I don't want to discredit Haaland. I think people sleep on Haaland's general ability. He's got way more general play and 1-2s and all those sort of things than man giving credit for. But Mbappe is my sort of guy, man. He can do it all for me. I've just, you know, I've loved that guy since he's been at Monaco. Maybe it's a bit of seeing a bit of Henry in him that changes the bias, but it's Mbappe for me, man. It's Mbappe, man.
I'm gonna go. Are we talking for our squad, our current teams? Or are we talking just in general?
We'll say for our squad, and then yeah. Let's talk in general. In
general, I'm probably leaning towards Mbappe, just because I feel like he's, you know, you look at Mbappe as he's a number 9, raw number 9. I look at Mbappe and go, I'm putting you anywhere in the front three, and you're doing bits.
That's exactly what my thinking was.
Yeah, you're doing anywhere, right, left, up front. You're causing havoc. Do you know? It's one of them ones. I can be a PE teacher. You do your thing. We don't need no tactics for you. Do your thing.
No, facts, lad. Do you know what's mad? Mbappe he's got more of that. This is why I'm intrigued by this rivalry. And to be fair, I don't even like trying to make these rivalries a bit premature, because it might not even be anything. We're expecting Haaland and Mbappe to be this next Ronaldo and Messi type of situation. Bro, they're both 20 and 22 or something like that. Like, let's just chill a second. Let's see if they can do it for the next year or two. But the thing is, the one thing I will give you is, whoever is more likely to not only get at that level, because they're both already there, but stay at that level, I think it's more likely going to be Mbappe. The only reason why.
I think it's even.
Do you know? I don't know what it is about the preference. What do you mean?
As it, you feel like Mbappe is gonna have more longevity?
No. What I mean is, in terms of the respect that he gets, like he's won the league every season that he's been in League One. He's won the World Cup already. He's got that respect like automatically, even though he's also a baller. I'm not just saying it's because of what he's won. Whereas Haaland, he's doing it more in a way like stat padding, but he's very fucking good at what he does, type of thing. And I always like to look at value of what you do in your position. I don't think there's many in the world, maybe bar Lewandowski, who's doing better than Haaland right now in value for position.
No one.
I think, I know versatility is a massive thing that you've got to look into as well, but there's just something about Haaland, mate. Like, I think we could look back at him. Again, don't want to be too premature. He's one of the greatest strikers of all time.
I think
there's many things that go into it. There's many things that go into it. How you play is one of them. And it's like, when we talk about Ronaldo, we talk about his features. We don't Brazilian Ronaldo. We don't just talk about what he could do on the pitch. We talk about his hair. We talk about what made him stood out. Like that, Haaland's got them type of things. He's got things that can make him stand out as a player and as a person. And I feel like that kind of comes into it, mate. I love his mentality. And I know you aren't saying you don't. I'm just saying me. I'm a big fan of Haaland. I love Mbappe.
I'm a massive fan of Haaland.
Yeah, 100%.
Both of them imagine both of them in a team.
That's why when you asked the question, I was thinking in my head both. Like, you can't really pick. You know, like you said, in today and age, you know, versatility is one thing. But personally, I feel a lot of footballers can play in bare roles, but they're not a specialist of one. They don't do it well. Haaland does it well, and you know he probably plays as a striker. But who's to say he couldn't play off somewhere else? I think he's intelligent enough to do it. I feel Haaland doesn't get enough praise. Like, obviously they beat Sevilla yesterday, but nobody's talking about him defending, his defensive headers, him starting off counter-attacks, him chasing lost causes. Because for 35 minutes, they actually weren't in that game. It's like the biggest problem with Haaland now, as a striker, you know, you're going to be known for goals, innit? If you're not scoring, it is what it is. There's other strikers who get the best out of teammates, but they didn't score goals, so they're not levels. But I just feel it's a real shame that Haaland is just being mentioned with goals because the man has a lot to his game. And maybe the more will be seen somewhere else.
Also, do you know what I realised? And in fact, I'm not going to go back on what I said, but I've just realised something as well. So we said, you know, Mbappe, slap him anywhere in the front three and he's doing bits. We've already mentioned that. But I've just realised, you know, Mbappe, of course, he's a luxury player and he is a generational talent, yeah. But if you look at Haaland, the way he can bully any centre-back, I feel like Haaland is diverse in a different way. In the sense that he can play in any league. I couldn't guarantee you Mbappe could go into any league and do absolutely.
Nah, he can, man. He can. Because I could flip that on his head and say, what happens when Haaland plays someone, a centre half who's just as quick and just as strong, and he can't bully?
But we haven't seen, you know, Haaland. I just think I look at him and I go, his diversity is almost, he can go in any team and any system as well.
Yeah, he's a robot in that. Like, there's not. I agree, 100%. There's not a team he can't play for.
You know how certain players are, you know, you look at them, I hate to say this, because a lot of people say this about Liverpool players, that, you know, we were saying how world-class our players were, but people were going, actually, hold on, some of your players are just system players, not world-class players, and so forth. You look at Haaland, and I think he is someone who's so diverse and can go in any system. That is rare. Because so many, you know, football's
he's a modern striker. The man presses like a I don't know what he presses.
It's not 4-4-2 worldwide. Football's a tactical game now. To be able to play different systems, it's a different talent.
He's just tenacious. He's just tenacious in that
best
position.
Word to put it, yeah.
Like, mate, that's the way he looks at it. He's eager. He's hungry. It's mad. League One is a farmers' league, though. Haaland does it in a much harder league. See, do you know what me tell you why I disagree with that? I feel like France is better defensively than Germany. I'm not saying which league's better, but I think France has got a better, more defensive league.
That agreement, yeah, I agree with
than the Bundesliga does. So I feel like if anything, it's actually harder to score in France than what it is in Germany. Do you know how many goals is conceded in Germany, and they play less fixtures than all the other top leagues?
Yeah.
It's mad. It's mad. So I'm not saying it's easy for either one of them. I just don't think it'd be fair to say, one's in a farmers league and what's not, because they've done it at a level where it's not farmers league. They've done it in the Champions League. Like when you talk about Erling Haaland, mate, this is why I admire him all the more. He's taken that Champions League stage like it's the X Factor final, like it's the
fuck all of that. He's treating it like it's a park, like he
doesn't give a fuck.
He don't give a crap, man. He's
before the game. He knows this is the competition where if I am gonna just absolutely tear shit up, this is the one.
Yeah,
It is.
in the
But
tunnel,
like what you
Messi,
said, it's
in the tunnel, he don't care. He's looking at man, think, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, youngsters these days are so obsessed with keeping the ball and not going against,
Not making a mistake.
They don't want to make a mistake, so they're happy to negate their own game
Stay safe.
just to maintain a space in the squad and to maintain relevance rather than taking risks and being bold.
Facts.
Because sometimes the way managers have really bad man management is seen as ignorance rather than confidence and and you know, as
Right.
James said, being tenacious. So that's why the quality of, you know, going out and doing your thing is rare these days, man. It is rare.
Yeah.
That's why you got to put respect on these young boys' names.
Do you know what
It's
people
mad.
don't rate as well? The mental aspect. Like you just touched on it. Like mentally, it sounds simple. It's just a game of football. But like you said, like Haaland believes in himself in a humble way. And Mbappe radiates self-belief. He believes in himself. He knows he's good. I actually feel... I see a bit of Neymar in Mbappe these days now in terms of he's trying a bit more individuality for better or worse. So it's keen to see what happens. And reality is, as much as we're focusing on Mbappe and Haaland, there's probably some random Donny somewhere that is going to be in this conversation. He don't even know he's going to be in this conversation.
and overtake both of them.
Yeah, literally.
Like that's
Or
the
peak
thing.
at
though.
26 like
we do
Suarez.
not know. Oh yeah, true.
You don't
true.
know. You don't know. Really.
People peak at different times. That's what people need to realise. People peak at different times. We could see Mbappe at 26 just get a bad move where it doesn't go well for him, and then we see like kind of a Bale situation. But because he's done so well at a young age, he's become one of these biggest flops in however long. And I don't know, mate, it's one of them things where we do kind of rush it on footballers very quick to do well, and then we expect them to stay there for however long.
Yeah.
I will be surprised if I see Haaland and Mbappe do what a Messi and Ronaldo has done for the length of time they've done it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Not what they did. Mbappe's already won a fucking World Cup, mate. None of them did that. But
Yeah.
still low. But anyway, shout out to Gikashi. Has Haaland faced a top centre-back, French over German defenders? Yeah, man. Like I said, that's what I literally just said before. I feel like when I watch both leagues and I look at the defence and the way they both play, Germans just more open and more expansive. They might even have better individual defenders, but I'm
not
talking
as a
about
unit.
systems.
Like you look, Dortmund's back line. I look at the Dortmund's individual defenders and go, "Yep, I'll have him. Yep, I'll have him." You know, Schultz, I'll have him. Do you know what I'm saying? Guerrero, I'll have him. But you look as a unit, these man are. There's not that you can touch Dortmund. You know, Dortmund can.
Like I said,
touched.
first 35 minutes yesterday.
Yeah,
Before
they weren't in
Haaland
that
grabbed
game.
that goal, it was all Suso, a former man that used to play for you.
Yeah,
And that. Like,
Suso.
weren't really on that.
By the way, fuming when he got sold. But that's another topic. But yeah, like you look at Hummels, defensive veteran. But you'd think he's the one to galvanize that Dortmund defense at times. But they look so soft. Like again, Dortmund for me.
Jan yesterday as well.
Breast, no back. All breast, no back. Literally, because I'm telling you, like
What an analogy.
like, because they look so potent going forward, and then when they're on the back foot, they're just so queffable, man. It's nuts. They can just get touched. It's mad, man. So I don't know.
No, defo. Shout out to Mr. More Time. I think his individuals only go so far. Mbappe in the Champions League final didn't do anything. Football is a team game. That's why Bayern are unstoppable.
Until they lose.
Yeah.
Until they lose a game of football, then are they unstoppable? Then that's the question we've got to ask.
Hammers, boy, you fancy drawing Porto next round? By the way, if he was to get through, you fancy that? If he was to get through,
it's actually when you think about it, let's actually have a look at the Champions League and who we could get, because I've heard that is it Porto? Is it the winner of our game gets Porto?
League, man, that's what it's about, man.
Oh, don't worry, we'll see you there next season.
Now let's
we'll see you there next season.
If we get there.
Yeah.
Now you man are getting Europe, man.
If we don't get Europe though, be scared next year. Be scared. Be very, very afraid if we don't get Europe.
Hey, I'm still gonna run my
get Europa League.
Man. That's what I've got as an Arsenal fan. But
If we don't get Europa League,
yeah, I love that, man.
So you've got Porto who've gone through. You've got Dortmund. PSG are most likely going to go through. I mean, we're only the favourites because we're 2-0 up, but I think even still Leipzig are the favourites to go through.
100%.
You've got Real Madrid still, Man City, Bayern, Chelsea, Atletico. Do you know what? I would take Porto.
Yeah, I'll take Atlanta because they're in our group as well. If they
and that's just with all due respect. And that's not even disrespect on Porto, but you look at the opposition there; they're one of the weaker sides. Doesn't mean we're going to win.
Because in the form that we're in, I look at everyone in right now, and I think the only teams we're getting the best out of really is probably maybe Gladbach if they was to somehow turn it around at City, Atlanta, and Porto, really. Like as much as Sevilla as much as Dortmund, are very soft at the back. I think they got too much going forward for what we've got right at the back right now. I'm being honest, man.
Still,
like they'll just ask, as I said,
don't want to buck Haaland and that with Phillips and that. Yeah,
Haaland versus Kabak.
Or not to get mad. Again, Kabak, Phillips, all them youths is long.
No, don't do that to me.
Man, and what I call him no back because he. Them man want to make they want to make the songs about him. Kabak is the centre. They want to make these songs about Kabak, but I don't know. I don't see.
He's got songs in that Liverpool already.
Oh, Mons isn't a fan. Mons is not a fan of Kabak.
I'm not a fan.
You do realise he is only 20.
Them, man. I know, but look what was Gomez on at 20. I'm not trying to hear it. Look up for Farnham, them, man. I'm not trying to hear it.
No, wait there. Who's the first name?
Joe Gomez at 20.
Oh yeah, who gives a fuck about what they were doing at that age? Who gives a fuck? People peak at different stages.
Do you know what?
We can admit that.
Yeah, we can admit
that.
He's
just too rash, man. As an outsider looking at him, he's just too rash.
He played 3 games, and bear in mind when we were scouting him to be a 4th choice centre back or 5th choice centre back. We weren't scouting him to come right into the first team and playing Leicester and Man City on a regular. If he's looking shit in these games, no fucking wonder. Just came from a Bundesliga team that's 20. Could have we got
he's
better?
The same way he was at Galatasaray.
No, I didn't say he was
playing the same way.
I didn't say he was shit. He's not shit. Do you know what it is? Because he's got qualities. He's good on the ball. But as I said, before you can be good on the ball, I need to see defensive qualities. And the mistakes I've seen him made aren't mistakes where it's a unit. It's a unit for the mistake. It's the ball watching for me. I haven't seen Liverpool concede certain goals around his sides of the defense at times. And I feel like, these are defensive normalities. That's his game. That's not defensive normalities. And before, I don't care how good you are on the ball. I don't care. Because unless you can do the basic, that you're a defender. You're a defender first. Before you're an attacker. Before you're going to be...
And the modern game has blurred all of this. Like, we're talking about ball playing for centre halves before can you head the ball and manage the line. This is what football fans don't get. They don't get it. From what I've seen of Kabak, I think he'll come decent, but he's one of these players. This is where I have a problem with English football in general, because not saying Liverpool will do this, but Liverpool could do a thing where they say, okay, he's played a couple more games. You say, you know what, you're not levels, F off. They have to train him. He's clearly raw. Like I'm not watching man religiously, but I remember his Champions League debut or something. He played for Galatasaray. He's gone to Schalke, and I think he was actually at Stuttgart. And he's playing the same way. He's very much He's very much a reactive defender. The best defenders are proactive.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you was to look at Van Dijk's highlights at Liverpool, it's bare last-ditch slide tackles and that, because that's the movie stuff. Very much people are not going to show when Van Dijk has read a situation, just covered that space, and it's not a thing. He needs to learn that, and that's where you're looking at Klopp. You need to work with him at some level. Obviously, you have injuries.
But do we have time though? Unless we go for
gonna have to make it. Not for now.
That's where you've got to look at FSG. Yeah. That's why you can't blame Kabak. He's doing what he can do. I remember people made this mistake about Adrian. The thing is, you can have a go at him for doing shit. Listen, you can have a go at Adrian doing shit, but that's his level. But that's his level. That's Adrian's level.
He did start really
No. You still saw he was a shaky goalkeeper as fuck.
Shit, man. You just know some man not level.
Even at West Ham, you knew he was gonna. Just because he done all right in a penalty shootout on his debut against Chelsea doesn't mean he had a firing start. He doesn't sound, because he had Virgil van Dijk and Josephine Gomez in front of him. We had a stable back four. This was prime motherfucking. Virgil van doesn't give a fuck. This was what Virgil van Dijk was.
That's what I'm saying. And
do you know what I'm saying, bro? No matter who's in goal, put me in goal, and I bet you I get a couple of clean sheets.
We have that spine as well. You know what, Joe? Joe. Gomez and VVD didn't even have too much to do. You know why? Because they're fabulous. My man, fabulous. Just sitting in front of them, right there. Just sitting in front of them. Because you know what? And this is why I know Hammers, you'll agree with me on this one. I don't want to talk about the Fulham game, but there was just a time where Fabi, he come back into that CDM, he's winning that ball high, and you know what that does? That takes 80% of pressure off whoever's playing behind you. I've said
this.
Yeah,
get Fabinho in CDM. Get Fabinho in CDM.
Take all the pressure off.
That's where he's supposed to be, isn't it?
Bro, put him in CDM. It can't get him interchanging between the back five and then put him a bit further forward. Give that freedom. Give that freedom to the midfielders in front of him to just fuck off and do whatever they want. And then boom, you've got a little bit. Yeah, just let them just have a go, man. Let them have a go, and then you know that you're safe with him there. And if you put him centrally in between Kabak and Phillips, then that's even better for them because they've got the cover of the fullbacks.
And that gives them a bit of confidence as well to know, all right, cool, if I make an error, I can get bailed out here.
Literally.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you play in school, you feel more confident when you're on a team with your mate who you play with, like on the streets or home or whatnot. Because you know how he plays, you know his personality, you speak to him a lot. This, that, and the other. Kabak and Nat Phillips, mate. They wouldn't have even knew Kabak when he first joined the club. Nat who? Nat Philip? Who's this? Who's Nat? Who's Nat? Do you know what I mean? Nat Philip? Who's Philip? Who is Philip? That's what I mean. Like, these don't know each other. These aren't best mates. They're not. They don't give a fuck about each other. Kabak's inspiration was Virgil van Dijk. He came into this club thinking, in 6 months, if I can sign permanently, I'll get to play with Virgil van Dijk. Hero. Do you know what I mean? Not Nat Phillips. That weren't his ambition. So when he is playing next to Nat Phillips, we can't expect a top level, centre back partnership performances when they haven't got cover of a Henderson. And they haven't got a cover of a Fabinho.
Well, they haven't even had much time to fucking train. People really underestimate training and seeing certain things. They really underestimate it. Do you know it's going to help Kabach? Because at the end of the day, I believe in life. If you're thrown in at the deep end, you're going to benefit from it because you're sinking. So we'll have to see. But I didn't think Liverpool would get in this mess. And I've said it for years, just as an outsider looking in. You can see the fans wanted to kick on. You can see Klopp. It's almost like Poch at Spurs. It's like you're looking at these owners and saying, if Liverpool could potentially just get that guy, at that point it looked like Fekir. If you could just grab a 9, if you could just improve the depth, then there's an opportunity here. Now, I think it's come to light that your owners just don't really give a fuck or don't give a shit to the amount that fans do because it's disgraceful, man. You've done well to get your first title after 30 years and to defend it like that, I'm sure that's not what Liverpool fans are on.
100%.
It's the way that's what it is, without even trying to go into a massive conversation because people know my thoughts on Liverpool and my thoughts on the FSG and what they've done. They've got a world-class manager and they've gone, you make players better, so we should be fine.
Yeah,
it doesn't always work that way when you want to win the league. Doesn't always work that way. If it weren't for Klopp, and people say, James, you can't say that because it was FSG who appointed him, it was a no fucking brainer to appoint him. Honestly, mate,
like he came out of nowhere. Like everybody wanted him.
Mate, literally. And also we actually got very lucky that he liked what the club was about. He didn't give a fuck about FSG. He came and he said, I like the fans.
It was a match made in heaven. Klopp's personality, the Liverpool and what we stand for, of course.
Even Dortmund are like the Liverpool of the Bundesliga. So it's one of them things where it's mad. Shout out to Jack Rose. No James Redmond streaming out to Jack Rose cameo. You're right. Shout out to yourself, Jack. Really appreciate it, my mate. Someone mentioned Jude Bellingham before as well, boys. We need to mention him because he has another world-class performance. Mate, how old is he? 17?
17, 18.
Fuck off.
One of the youngest in charge right now.
What is there to say? If you're watching football, you know what Jude Bellingham's on, and I'm happy that this man is over there in Dortmund. There's not this unhealthy amount of pressure in the Premier League. 1 minute he's the best thing ever, then he's not. Because I have seen games he's been anonymous at Dortmund. He's allowed to develop. He's gonna He must have made significant appearances for Birmingham. He's gonna make significant for Dortmund, and he'll still be young if he wants to move back. He's a legend at
Birmingham. This is what matters.
They're retiring shirts about him. They're retiring numbers. I mean, that's a bit cringy, but fair play.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw that, man was 16 when he left as well. That was a bit mad. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't have.
Man,
it's amazing, though, but they need to get a grip.
Just put it into context. Imagine you're a baller. At 16, they go, when you leave, we're going to retire your shirt number. At 16.
I'm DMing every girl on Instagram when they tell me. No cap. Are you mad? Are you mad?
Like, these dickheads decided to literally retire a shirt for me,
Yeah, I'm moving mad. Like, I'm going Dortmund. You better come see me. This is the last summer to see me, and I'm going mad.
He ain't played a minute of Premier League football, but what? And he can say to any Premier League baller, "Wait, is your shirt number retired though?" Just tell me that, though. Just a question.
Birmingham, what shirt have you got retired, big man?
Just ask him. Just want to know.
Yeah, every time he goes back to Birmingham, he is the shit. He is the shit, mate. He goes in there. He's got his like leather jackets on. He's got his shades, mate. He doesn't give a fuck. Does not give a fuck. I love. Do you know what? And even as you said there, it's alluded. I love the fact he's not getting that pressure from the English media, from all of us chatting shit. Even someone said, before in the chat, that he's kind of going under the radar, but I'm glad that he is, and I agree with that because it's like what you said. It just allows him to flourish. It just allows him to grow as a player. He's 17. Yeah. He's 17.
These days,
what he's doing right now is already unbelievable. Starting week in, week out for Dortmund is a very good thing that you're doing.
Starting.
He's integrated into that starting 11.
Some man can't even train with their first team. Some men are begging Klopp and Arteta and the rest of it. Can we trade? Can I trade? Like, and look what he's doing. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And you can probably imagine he had bare offers to leave Birmingham before, probably for both our clubs. He said no because there's a pathway. Simple.
And also, do you know what it is? He probably could have gone to another club in the Prem and wouldn't seen a minute of Premier League football.
Oh, United
probably would have been sent out on loan. Yeah, 100%. He would have been sent out on loan.
They brought out all the classic United tricks. Showed him Carrington. Brought out Sir Alex Ferguson. Guy Wilder family. Did it all. And then whoever around him and said, "Listen, this ain't the thing. It's a Dortmund one."
It's a Dortmund thing. Do you know what as well? When you're playing with no pressure as well, I feel like you're able, because these days you see the way social media is. It's not like the old days. See how with social media, it's like you're not allowed to make a mistake. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to go.
It's like once you've made a mistake, it's game over.
Yeah, you have to go probably and apologize. You have to go and apologize. Your PR team's probably telling you to apologize on social media and that stuff for playing a bad pass that's maybe led to a goal. But at a time like this,
you describe Granit Xhaka.
Nah. Don't shoot me. I'm the messenger.
No. That's the only guy I've got in my head.
He's the messenger, blood.
I'm just the messenger.
He's the messenger, blood.
Listen, I just come to say the message. Do not shoot me. I just said the message.
No, you're saying
I do agree with the message. No, but for real, like when you're as a footballer, as I said, we've all probably played at Sunday League level, and playing football with a smile on your face, with no pressure on your back. As I said, some players are pressure ballers. When it comes to that die-hard moment, they will pull out the bag. But everyone's built different. And sometimes, I think majority of young footballers are built in a way where the less pressure, the better. Make your mistakes and learn from them. Don't, make your mistake and dwell on it for the next 3 weeks because you're in social media for the next month and you're most hated now and you have to make up for that mistake. And now you're trying too hard. Now you're going to try that extra pass and take that extra touch too much. Do you see what I'm saying?
Facts.
No, I hear that.
It's like you said, I'd also add my 2 cents to that and say it goes the other way as well. It's like I know it, my team do it as well. I'm sure you lot do it. You play one good game, you're a fucking wonder kid. Like you said, you make a mistake, you're poor. It's unhealthy, day in, day, game in, game out, changing these opinions. Like you don't know where you stand, and like you said, that can mess up your confidence. So certain men are doing the right things, man.
For real,
Bellingham is the definition of doing the right things. I'll tell you that for free, mate. It's like even Haaland when he joined Dortmund, he probably done the right thing instead of going to a Premier League club like a Man City or a Man United where he wouldn't have got game time straight away. And even when he does say if he got a goal, everyone would be saying he's the fucking best thing since sliced bread. And then when he doesn't get a goal and when he's gone 3 games without one, he's overrated. He's the worst thing going. So I think maybe English players going abroad could maybe be a better option going forward. Look
at Jadon Sancho. It's like people drew so many conclusions on Sancho. How can you leave Pep? How can you leave Pep? He didn't start playing straight away at Dortmund. How could you leave this and that? Now look at the man. Out of the window.
Honestly, I think he's the closest thing we have to Neymar. He's the closest thing we have.
I see the logic.
I'm not talking of.
People know what you're getting at. You either understand what you're saying or you do imagine what
similarity. Yep.
100%.
Like you're not even saying he's that level yet.
Yeah, because we don't breed foreign dribbling ballers anymore. As I said, I think we look at the likes of maybe Wilshere. I feel like Wilshere was probably one of the last real foreign dribblers that we had. Jack was a mad one. Do you know what I'm saying? I even look at
only that guy never got
shoot
injured,
me.
Man.
Adam Lallana was a foreign dribbler at his peak. Don't shoot me. Do not shoot me. Even to say Daniel Sturridge as well. Certain men have this sort of flair.
See the logic.
They have certain flair traits that you don't really get in, let me say your traditional English way of training and playing. Do you know what I mean? And maybe you're right. I think maybe we do get a lot of players get coached out of that. Maybe a lot of players, like Saka's one of them as well, because he's the truth. First of all, Saka's the truth. People need to understand this. That boy's the truth.
Come on, the only thing to be happy about with us.
Oh no, I love Saka. Honestly, mate, do you know how much money I'd spend on him?
One man I've watched for years is Smith Rowe as well. People are saying, "Oh yeah, look at him now. The boy's been like that for 3 years." I promise you, he's been like that.
Bro, he's De Bruyne. He's the Croydon De Bruyne, lad. That's what he is. Bro, I've been saying this about Smith Rowe. No, I've been saying this about Smith Rowe. People keep not talking about Smith Rowe because Saka's doing all the. Nah, that's his thing. But
no disrespect to Willock, but
like he's a baller. He's serious. He's not just like a Tingo. Do you know what I mean? He's serious. I think Arsenal have got a good couple of young players there. You know, even Martinelli as well. You can't look past him. He's a baller.
Third division in Brazil. You know, whoever scouted him. Get him a pay.
This is why I don't accept it when man say there's not players there. Fucking scout, do your due diligence, and you get simple as that.
Do you know what?
Especially my club, because we can't spend like that.
Yeah. Do you know what's mad though to losers? I think 3 quality youngsters, because they're quality. They're like, you know, you've got kind of Saka and Martinelli at this level. Obviously, Saka's above Martinelli, but they're both kind of at this level when it comes to youngsters. And then you've got what's his face? Then you've got Smith Rowe, kind of probably just below them.
Could you even say Saliba? Because you know, even though the situation is the situation, but he's doing really well. People aren't seeing it. He's doing bits.
You've got a talent there. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's too early to say. But even though we haven't seen him in an Arsenal shirt, I do believe he is one that will come good. So laugh at him while you can now, because I'm like, I'll laugh while you can now, because he will come good. It's just one of them things.
Yeah,
he will come good. And Harvey Elliott, by the way, people don't mention Harvey Elliott. And what
he's doing fucking good at Blackburn.
He's doing his bits, his stats wise as well, and he's not stat padding. Go and watch
it. He's making the difference.
Yeah.
He's scoring and assisting at decisive moments. He's having a real good loan spell. To be fair, I knew he's a talented boy. I knew he'd be good on loan. I didn't think it would be like this, though. Like, evidently, every time you see Blackburn...
Everyone was saying he was going to get bullied.
Yeah, literally. I'm keen to see if he fits in next year. I think he should be given a chance. And I'm happy to see Curtis Jones, because I've seen a lot of him firsthand. I used to see him tear up Arsenal every week. Like, there was one... When Bellerin was coming back from injury, and we played your under-23s, I think Curtis Jones, them times there, was playing left wing against us. Tore him a new one. And I said, listen, I knew he was good, because I see him play for England. I was like, nah. This guy shouldn't be playing 23s. He needs to be involved. So to see him make some progress this year, it makes me happy, man. Because it's better for us English people, obviously, see what we can do at national team level.
Even when Harvey Elliott was doing bits in the first team, he weren't taking the team by storm. But I'll tell you what he was doing. He was making a difference when he was in the team. And you could see a good young player. He weren't shit. Like, when Harvey Elliott would go off the pitch, he didn't look out of place. He looked like he was actually, with the ball, better than quite a few of the players that was on the pitch. So I was just thinking, like, wow, there's something mad about this kid, isn't there? Because we've actually got that. And bear in mind, he was linked with Madrid. He was linked with Bayern Munich and whatnot before we signed him.
One thing I do want to see from Harvey, though, like, obviously, I feel, call me crazy, I feel like I can read footballers, as I said, by their body language. He's too humble. But it's a good thing, because they sometimes don't be cocky.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I see the way he plays, and it comes across. He's been a bit more aggressive, obviously, now that he's come. He's more aggressive in his character.
I see where you're getting at. It's probably because he's still a youth, man.
I was going to say, he's probably still just taking it all in.
He's probably still admiring that he's just a FIFA thing and whatnot. The minute it drops that, I'm a professional footballer. I see what you mean with that still.
I'm talking more for Liverpool, though, because I said for now that he's gone, and played in the Championship, I can see he's got more aggression in his play. But as I said, he doesn't know how good he is. I'm telling you, I feel like he knows, but he doesn't want to almost let the penny drop of how good he is.
You don't want to live it.
Because that can ruin footballers. It's a mental game as well. That can ruin footballers. And, the minute, as I said, and that's where man management does come into it, but the minute he can capitalize and, and realize how good he is and feed off it rather than, have it go the other way, I'm so excited to see what he's got, man. You can see he's a brilliant character and a brilliant player from what I've seen.
I agree.
Appreciation to Harvey Elliott, for real, man.
5 goals, 9 assists speaks for itself,
17.
mate. Like 17 years of age. Boys, before we wrap up though, Edinson Cavani, I don't know if you've saw the news and the things that have been circulating there about him not being happy in England and he wants to go to Boca Juniors and whatnot. Obviously, he's actually been one of United's brightest sparks. He hasn't set the world alight, but he's been a big difference to that team. What's your thoughts here? I'm thinking to myself, like, listen, it is what it is. He's probably, even that incident a few months back, probably kind of made him think, fuck any of this business. I'd rather go somewhere where I'm admired and, they actually really like me. He probably feels a lot more pressure wearing the United shirt as well. Let's be honest, there was never really any ambition in that transfer anyway. You could kind of see it was just a money grab by his agent and Man United. Man United needed it. Man United needed it just so they got someone else over the line. Let's be real.
What are you thinking, Deluded? What are you thinking on
You
that
said
one?
it there. It's like obviously, United historically, I guess there's a million reasons to play for United. But considering you're a free agent and whatnot, in terms of football, it might not have been the most lucrative decision to make. And I don't know if you had any offers other than United. I think he's done better than what many people, including myself, thought. I was hoping that it would firmly be like Falcao and all these other guys at United. I think he's been a baller. I don't think he's played as much, but I think he's been a baller. Probably was only going to stay a year because let's be real, England isn't the nice of weather. Being in Manchester, he never, to my knowledge, he didn't
up north, fuck that business.
See, exactly. So what's the point staying, bro? You're just going to do your little year, say I've played in the Premier League and keep it moving. Like James said, obviously that whole whatever happened with the words he was saying and all those things probably plays a part. But I was always going to keep it moving. That you hear Boca, obviously his age, you can get some real money in the game. I think it was always going to be a little 18 months. And for United too, unless he done a madness, it doesn't really scream you have a plan when you extend his deal and you got the Greenwood and the Rashford and all these other guys in and about. There's not really balance there.
I mean, facts. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I do feel like he like Ahmed said, he's been one of the brightest sparks, and he's led the line pretty well. I think better than Martial as well. For large parts of the season. However, he's 34. He's probably, as you said, he's probably never gonna be there for more than a year or a year and a half, maybe an extension. If he did set the league alight, then he probably would have got maybe a 1 year extension at best.
Yeah, at best, yeah.
But it is always good to have a 9 like that. I think it's a shame that he's leaving the Prem. I did want to see more of him.
You benefit more.
You need one of them in your squad without a doubt. You need two strikers in your squad.
You need 2 strikers, man.
Well, what were we saying, Mons? What were we saying when they actually got Cavani and he started playing? We said why didn't we actually fucking get him? Besides wages, what excuse have you got there to not get Cavani?
It's a good point. Still,
I felt like when he had the links to the Premier League, I personally wasn't really. I didn't have my own Cavani. I'm gonna be real because shout out Drifty. We have Divock Origi, and I know how this sounds, innit? But like, I don't need to bring in a 34-year-old striker on a free. I'd rather him not go to a rival, first of all. But we have a young striker, well, young-ish, he's 26. But we have a striker there who doesn't play, who can get
the
game
manager
time.
has no faith in him. Even if you have faith in him, the manager has zero faith in Origi.
So why? So this is why I'm thinking if we're gonna bring in a 9, it can't be a 9 that we're gonna bring in for a year to come and play. If and when Bobby isn't firing or maybe gets a knock. Yeah. Because with if and maybe you look at Origi and what he's done for the club, and the manager don't trust him, but what's that going to do to other players' confidence when you bring in a 34-year-old striker? He's got pedigree, he's got money in the bank, but you're bringing in someone who's never played in the league. He could probably get a few goals. He's not going to play game in, game out, and you're going to immediately you're going to fast track him ahead of people who have got money in the bank.
Fact.
Liverpool is a family, so if you want to keep this, that's just the way I looked at it. Liverpool's a family, and if you want to keep this family vibe around, and you want to keep, I don't want to say keep everyone happy because it's football and it's business, but there's that connection you have between the players with Liverpool FC, certainly. So if you're going to do that, you better bring in someone who's going to light this league. You're going to tear it apart. So for me, Cavani, I never saw him lighting the league apart, setting the league alight. I never saw him doing that. Yeah. So for me, there was just no point in bringing him in. But I didn't want him to go to a rival, though, I'll be honest. Man United as well.
No, I hear you. Boys, actually, this is definitely the last thing, and then we're going to wrap up. Thank you for coming on the show and taking the time as well. Hopefully we can do this more often because I've enjoyed this show, boys, and obviously shout out to everyone in the chat as well who've been getting involved.
Yeah, hit the like button, people.
That's it. Smash the like button, subscribe, and also subscribe to the boys. The ads are all there, so Deluded got it, and then you've got boom, big 6 bands sorted. Predictions for later. Quick predictions, the lids. We've got Liverpool, Leipzig, and PSG, Barca.
PSG, I think PSG. I'm gonna say 2-0 PSG. I think they'll just rub the nail in the coffin. You, man, I don't know, because I think Liverpool it's business as usual. But the way the Premier League has been looking for you guys, the way the Champions League's been looking for everyone, Leipzig should believe they could complicate that. So I'm gonna back you, man, to win. But I just feel they'll at least score the first goal against you lot on pressure. I can't find a prediction for the Liverpool game, man. I say 2-0 PSG. I can't. That Leipzig one's a bit shaky because they kind of handed you them 2 goals as well. If they cut out their mistakes, it's a bit of a different one. I don't know. I don't know.
I believe in trends, and I think it happens every year. You see the first set of games on the Tuesday tend to usually set the trend for the games on the Wednesday. Leipzig aren't going to make it easy for us. I promise we are conceding first. However, my prediction, I'm saying 2-1 Liverpool. I'm saying 2-1 Liverpool.
I'll go with
but
that.
Not in the order of we're scoring 2 goals and then
Yeah.
I think they're going to score and we're going to have to pull out the bag. We're going to have to do what we haven't done in 2021 and show some spine. Show the back that we've been lacking. Do you get it? That's what we need to do. So, and for PSG,
Shake
Barca,
what your mama gave you is what you're trying to say, aren't you, fella? Shake what your mama gave you. Shake what your mama gave you, fam. Shake what your mama gave you, fam. But to all the people in the chat, yeah, before I say my score prediction, yeah, this is just a mad show, boys. Like, if you come on this channel, you just need to expect the madness. But Tyler says 3-1. Ahmad says 2-0 PSG. Sonny says 3-1 Leipzig and 2-1 Barca. 1-1 Liverpool. I'd fucking
2-0
take
Barca,
that.
by the way. I didn't say my thing. Yeah, 2-0.
Oh, 2-0 Barca.
Yeah.
Barca are finished 2-0 to PSG.
2-0 PSG.
Yeah, I see a very similar story with the Barcelona PSG game. I think PSG will win that, probably 3-1. And then the Liverpool game, I think we're going to lose 2-1. But that'll be enough for us to go through to the next round. So I'm going to be having a few bevies if that is the case. I'm celebrating. Listen, I don't get to celebrate no more, deluded. And then it's the same with Mons. We don't get to celebrate. And I know you've probably been going through this for a few years.
Why you not just
So
won
you've got
Champions League and Premier League? What are you man on about?
They
You
say
lot
we're
become
spoiled.
spoiled.
We're talking about the drastic drop. No,
They say we're
no, we're
You lot are
not spoiled though.
You've been
No,
spoiled
we're
the
not.
last 5 years,
What's
man.
spoiled about getting to use an Xbox X series and then just it getting taken off you? What's so great about that, deluded? Hey,
Bro,
just like a
If one team
one-time
didn't win the
thing.
Premier League in 30 years, I wouldn't really care what happened. Not saying I don't, but I wouldn't care what happens the next year. Just the fact that we've done that. You won Champions League, sat in my club. I can only dream of. You know, it got sucked away in 06. You man are spoiled, man.
No,
I
we're
understand
not.
it, but you man are
I
even spoiled now, man.
can't have that. I
You know,
can't.
spoiled. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm saying you man are spoiled.
I'm
Man,
not
I'm
having
mad
it.
spoiled, man.
You know when you
I'm here
you know when you finally-
praising FA Cups and that, man. I'm praising midfielders for passing.
We can't even do well in that. When was the last time we did well in FA Cup?
Problem.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? You know when you see when you finally meet a gal, yeah, and like she's everything you've ever wanted. She's everything you've ever wanted. You really feel like you got it on. She's the dream. You know, mum ain't raised no fool. I'm about to get that one. And then literally 2 weeks, in fact, a year down the line, and you reveal her to the boys, maybe because you want to keep your life private. And then the man, I'm like, oh, what? This thing? You don't know about her. You
This
don't know about what
meaty
she's
ting,
been on.
bruv, like.
She
one
been
of them,
around the
one of
block.
Yeah. It's a stress. If it's like that, it's a stress.
It's just
speed,
like,
bro.
Stress.
It's speed, bro. That's the nightmare. That's the nightmare no fella wants, boys.
Boy,
Oh.
a used toy. Your most valued possession is just a used toy. I get
yeah,
it.
you see what I'm saying, man? No longer.
Still, yeah, I get it.
want
When you play
longevity.
like that, then you're not spoiled children still.
The analogies to make sure that deluded understands us. But boys, that was a
Big
great
up,
show.
big
That
up,
was it. I enjoyed that show, man. That was
100,
funny.
man. Smash the
We'll
like
hopefully
button,
get to
man.
do this again very soon. Smash the likes, people. We appreciate that you joined once more. Before we round up, I want to make sure that you've all been going and subscribing to the boys. Big Six Bands. Go and subscribe to him. And Deluded
Thanks a lot,
Guna 04. I don't know if the 04's on the YouTube, but just type in Deluded Guna. Boom. That'll be there.
But yeah, Deluded Guna, you'll find it if you want to go for that, man.
Smashed
Good
it.
save.
100%, man.
But people, thank you for watching. Hope you have a marvellous day, and we'll see you later. Come on, you Reds!
Come on.